No one could believe what they had just witnessed.
Gohan cried out in shock. What just happened? Was that on purpose?
But the first mysterious one, the one guarding the friends, smiled faintly.
That was a clever move. It wasn't meaningless as you all thought. Whis just tested his true opponent, the one he sees as the real threat to Kakarot. But what he did wasn't merely to test that being. He also wanted to see how much Kakarot himself has changed. But how long will this farce continue? I want to put an end to this commotion myself.
Whis stood before Goku, his back turned toward him like a silent shield protecting him from everything. Across from them stood the High Priest's creation, who spoke mockingly. I do love surprises, but they lose their flavor when you are the one behind them, Whis. I've waited a long time preparing for my true meeting with Goku. I wanted him to witness with his own eyes the fall of the hope he believed in, and now you arrive to ruin the show. But Whis didn't move, nor did he show any emotion. He simply raised his head slightly and spoke in a tone that blended coldness with sorrow. I care nothing for your shows or your nonsense. I am no longer the one who joined the angels in their tedious games. For 10 long years I've had one purpose, to understand who I am and what this system was meant to be. He paused for a moment, then looked up at the sky and said softly, but something has changed. New purposes have been born. A purpose for vengeance against those who caused her departure. Then, lowering his head toward his opponent, he added, and another purpose, to protect Goku, because Vados, before she left, placed her final wish within my heart. So consider my stand here a tribute to her spirit, and a promise fulfilled at last. Silence filled the air, until it shattered beneath an angry voice that thundered from above. One of Whis' brothers appeared, his expression severe, his voice cutting through the heavens. Enough, Whis. How dare you appear from the other side? You were cast out from among us, stripped of your royal rank, severed from the light. Then another brother spoke, his tone filled with disdain. You are nothing now. No king, no angel, no spirit. You died the day your title was taken. What remains of you is but an empty shell, wandering between light and nothingness. The other angels assembled as though preparing to deliver a final judgment. But behind Whis, Goku stood in silence. Then, suddenly, his eyes widened in shock, as though something had pierced through his memory. He saw a vision, an old scene, Vados standing before him defending him against her brothers. And now that very moment was repeating itself before his eyes. A booming voice echoed from the ranks of the angels, its resonance shaking the skies. This is your end, Whis. We will not allow you to disgrace the throne any further. Our true target is Goku, but since you've chosen to stand in our way, you'll fall first. Celestial energy began to blaze around them. Several of Whis' brothers formed a perfect circle, their bodies glowing with radiant light, threads of immense spiritual energy intertwining between them. Damn you, Whis! Be erased from existence! A wave of divine light burst from the circle, like a star exploding in an instant, engulfing everything in brilliance. Time itself froze for several seconds before an explosion thundered through the planet's core. The friends stood in utter disbelief, but as the dust began to fade, the scene revealed itself as though even time bowed in respect. Whis stood firm, unmoved. His body hadn't shifted an inch, his eyes were void of emotion, his face empty of expression. In a voice calm yet chilling, he said, "All I realize now is that I've been far too merciful. This time, there will be no salvation before pain." He slowly turned his head toward Goku and said, "Goku, please don't interfere. I know you too well, but this is a battle that belongs to me alone. A promise I made, and its time has come." Then he vanished. A speed beyond comprehension. Only a fleeting gray flash could be seen, followed by a divine explosion that tore the heavens apart. In an instant, everyone found themselves in the midst of a storm of light. Whis faced his brothers. Every movement of his seemed to split time in half. Their strikes poured down from every direction, yet he moved so fast as though the wind itself obeyed him. Krillin gasped in awe. What is this? He's fighting all of them by himself. Gohan muttered, stunned. Impossible! He was never this strong, not even against my dad. His power defies all logic.